Welcome to Channel 18 News. I'm Jim Rogers. Silver Springs police were called to 1531 East Industrial in reference to an assault on a child. Police were told that Alex Christopher Adams, age 39, had assaulted an 11-year-old child. Visible injuries were present on the child. Adams said he was wrestling with the child. Adams was charged with injury to a child, a state jail felony, and public intoxication. He's in Hopkins County Jail being held on a $15,000 bond. As a result of an investigation by the Special Crimes Unit, Micah Wayne McCarty, age 46, of Silver Springs, was arrested Friday around noon near his residence on South League Street. McCarty sold a quantity of methamphetamine weighing over 1 gram but less than 4 grams in a drug-free zone. He's in Hopkins County Jail being held on a $30,000 bond for the felony 2 charge. It took 8 minutes for the Hopkins County Court at Law 6-person jury to determine custody of the hundreds of head of malnourished cattle seized by Hopkins County deputies and the SPCA of Texas on December 4th through 6, 2017. The cattle found on 2,700 acres in the county will be sold at auction and not returned to George Lawrence Bergen, age 61, of Silver Springs. Bergen is charged with cruelty to livestock, failed to provide, a state jail felony. Bergen had appealed a settlement made December 13th when Justice of the Peace B.J. Tier signed an order calling for the public auction of the animals. A bond in the amount of $245,000 was set to perfect the case. Bergen nor his attorney was present for the appeal before the court. Motions filed on Bergen's behalf stated his reason for not appearing. Among others, he did not believe Hopkins County Court at Law had jurisdiction in the case, but that it should have been filed in federal courts. As of Monday, Hopkins County Commissioners Court had authorized over $180,000 in payments for care and maintenance of the cattle. When the cattle are sold, the county and state will recover their expenses first, and if any money remains, it will be paid to Bergen according to law. Superintendent of Schools Michael Lamb informed school board members Monday evening during their January meeting that Lady Cat Softball Complex and the Wildcat Baseball Complex would have basic facilities available when the season starts around February 1st of this year. He said there would be a place to park, a place for fans to sit, and restrooms. These will be finished within the next 3 weeks. Wiring for lights should be completed in the next 2 days, according to Lamb. Backstops for softball are in place, but new nets have been shipped at this time. The backstops for baseball and bleachers for baseball should be delivered in the next 2 weeks. Board members also heard a report from Susan Johnston regarding the 504 and special education services for students with disabilities. Approximately 25% of Silver Springs Independent School District students are in these programs. Currently, there are 50 teachers involved in special education and 20 involved in the Special Services Department. The program plans to continue to build classroom curriculum, providing workshops and meetings for staff training. On the elementary level, Kristen Monk, Assistant Superintendent, focused her report on Head Start and pre-kindergarten programs. Approximately 20 students are participating in the 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten program. The program requires parents to read 1,000 books to the student prior to the student entering kindergarten. Approximately 14 pre-K parents and staff walked and logged a total of 2,007 miles in 1 week. That program was a collaboration with the Texas AgriLife Extension Department. The pre-K support staff has completed 182 of 184 face-to-face visits with families to identify family strengths and set family goals. Josh Williams, Assistant Superintendent, said a grant of $2,500 has been received to support attendance incentive program. FFA has competed in Fort Worth, and school board trustee election filing dates were announced. The filing election dates are Wednesday, January 17th through Friday, February 16th of 2018. The election will be conducted Saturday, May 5th. Tracy Orr Smith has announced her candidacy as a Republican nominee for Hopkins County Clerk in the March 6th Republican primary election. Smith is a longtime resident of Hopkins County and current Chief Deputy County Clerk. Smith, who is the chief deputy clerk, began working in the clerk's office in 1995. She's worked with Debbie Shirley for 21 years. Smith said she would like the opportunity to continue with customer services to the county clerk's office already provides. She states she has a good working relationship with other county offices as well. Smith is a 1987 graduate of Silver Springs High School, the daughter of Paula Minty Orr and the late John Dan Orr. She's married to Stephen Mark Smith. She's been married to him for 28 years.
A very special Riley Springs Jamboree is coming up on Saturday, January 20th, and it will be a gospel special. It will feature Buddy and Ina Gore, also Mary Faye Jackson, a gospel entertainer from the Metroplex, and Roger Reed and the Sunshine Band. Let's find out a little bit more from Buddy and Ina.
So January 20th is our first.
Yeah.
You will be guests, and somebody else will be a special guest.
Miss
Mary Faye Jackson.
One of our good friends, Mary Faye Jackson. I was so excited to hear that y'all had invited her to come. She's an amazing young woman.
We want to find out all about her and her amazing family, which have radio, TV, recordings, live performances, ministry, and much more.
Yeah, she's a busy lady. Ina wanted to add something to her agenda the other day, and she said, Ina, I've got more than I can say grace over now. She said, please, Mary Faye. I said, Ina, quit begging.
Well, we're going to welcome her to our stage for the first time. She comes out of the Dallas area,
Yes.
Is that right? Metroplex area.
Yeah, she's actually around Denton,
Okay.
Denison, up in that area. But she's covered all that ground up there with the TV and things. Everybody knows her. She came down there when we had the Opry. She's quite a show lady. She just gets out there and just mixes and mingles, You're not going to know she's a stranger. I mean, or a guest. She'll just make herself home.
Well, please come, and we're going to be finding out more about the career of Buddy and Ina Gore, which you may already think you know, but we may uncover some things that
Just don't get too deep.
Don't dig too deep.
Or too far back.
Let's start with the beginning of time, about 1982, when
Yes.
you two got married.
Yes.
That's about what it started.
And
Yeah.
in fact, we have a picture.
My.
This was actually what you used for your wedding picture.
Yes, it was, actually.
Buddy and Ina, as they looked in, I guess the camera can see this just fine. So they've changed a little bit in appearance, but have grown so much in your love for what you do in music and ministry.
Psalm 100 group had kind of started somewhat but when Buddy and I married, he was actually the catalyst that put us really off the ground, got us off the ground, and got us really busy. But it's been quite a ride, and it has been early on.
Well, Riley Springs got another mention in there because Marcy Kirby, whom I knew from Riley Springs, the late Marcy Kirby, was one of your first singing partners.
She was. She and I actually formed Psalm 100 when we were together, and then when she moved to West Texas, which was shortly before I met Buddy, but after she moved to West Texas, I got, you feel lost when you lose your singing partner and everything, so I kind of let it slide there for a little while. But Buddy came along.
And he decided that you were going to go into this as a joint venture.
Yes, that was kind of an interesting thing, too, and talking back in time. Buddy was a cowboy. I was never a cowgirl.
Okay.
That was just not my lifestyle at all. I had been singing gospel music all my life, or for the most part of my life. And I did not do horses, cows, chickens, ducks, nothing. I'm not an animal person at all.
Did you grow a garden?
Yes,
Okay.
I did grow a garden. But other than that, I was not an animal person.
Okay.
I didn't want to get anybody any smarter than I was in the horse business. And you know how that goes.
She really got somebody that wasn't smart.
So you
I'd
trained
always
her.
say, I know when you're setting that horse up, turn the horn the other way. She bad.
But it was just different because we were so opposite. You would not think that would ever happen. And of course, Buddy had never been into gospel music, ever. He knew nothing about it. And it was quite an experience transitioning from who I was and who he was into a team.
which you remain so today, and even more so because you're now a duo.
Yes. We had a full band for, I guess 30 years.
Close to
we had a full
close to
band.
about 27 years, 25 years.
Well, we actually just went from a full band to not a full band about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then our singing partner kind of health went bad, and we went to a duo. So, yes, big transition.
But you've lasted all the way through, nevertheless. You're still singing praises.
Well, let's go back just a little bit.
Okay.
This was all a God thing.
Mm-hmm.
And when God puts you somewhere to do something and calls you, and you really know that's what you're supposed to do, you better saddle up in and do it. Because it's been that with us, a ministry. And we was, for a short period, we had the bus tour business. Like broke her heart, because we weren't traveling singing on the weekend. We were traveling showing people the world, in the United States. So, but that came right back home to our ministry. You'd be surprised how many people we got to minister to every week. I mean, even on kid trips, we go on ministry trips.
Well, besides the places that you took them and points you could point out, you sang while you were on the bus, because I went and we'd all sing and you'd lead the singing.
We had the best time.
That way you got a captive audience and they can't get off, and you can just sing and hit any note you want to. If you have anybody grab and say, "Would you mind go sitting in the back of the bus?" So.
We really had a lot of fun singing on the bus. A funny story about that was we always prayed before we left out in the morning every time, and from whatever destination we were at before we pulled out of the bus in the morning, we always prayed, and we had a little song, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we sang that after we prayed. Well, one morning we were in a really big hurry. We were running a little bit late because one of our clients was running late, so it made us run late. So we get in the bus and take off, and somebody hollers, "You didn't pray." Okay, I said, Buddy always prayed. And I said, "Don't close your eyes, Buddy, just pray." And then when we finished, we kept going down the road. They said, "We didn't sing."
But
everybody knew that.
I forgot to pray. I wasn't really feeling spiritually about that time when you get a trip off 20, 30 minutes late and you're supposed to be in Little Rock, Arkansas on a certain time. It just don't work out that good.
And all the more so we should lend ourselves. Well, what about some of the people that have been part of your group along the way?
Wow.
Oh, goodness. Well, we had Troy Hatcher, who has passed away now. Lisa Bell, which was Lisa Fox at the time. Gordon Frazier, who now is music minister at Brashear Baptist Church. Let me think. John Beck, who is also music minister over the youth department at Brashear.
Kay
Flanagan, who plays piano in her church.
I think I remember
Ricky Rainey.
Oh, of course, Ricky.
Yeah, Ricky.
I remember a girl named Amy.
Yeah, Amy Barrow. She sang with us for a couple of years.
Tommy Pugh.
What about Caleb?
Oh, yeah, little Caleb Frazier. He started.
Forget about him. I wasn't going to get down to him till last.
Well, little Caleb started playing drums for us when he was about 12 years old. And he actually started trying to play drums when he was about 3, and he'd crawl up on his daddy's drums and knock everything over and all that stuff. But he developed into an awesome drummer.
Well, over about 25 years, and we are really, our time's so close.
Time, aren't we?
You gained over a dozen major awards through the International Country Music Gospel Association and Hall of Fame there, including in 2015 the Joe Paul Nichols Lifetime, and that's a big measure.
That was
quite an honor.
And we are going to find out more when you come to the Jamboree, because we're going to do some talking that night, too.
Oh, good.
So please tell us briefly about Saturday, January 20th.
Well, briefly, we kind of do like we used to do when we got in the band. We kind of looked around. We said, well, let's do something different, We're going to wear striped suits and all that. No, right, really, but we went and gathered us up a band. As far as we know right now, everything's going to be. So we're going to have a live band. We're going to put our live band back. And is Roger going to be there?
Roger will be there with country music, too.
Yeah, we probably won't have time to talk. Yeah, right. I talked to Roger yesterday. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're looking forward to it. He's always had a good show, always, it's just family oriented.
But we're excited to be there in Nolan. We thank you so much for inviting us to come.
And you're not an opening act, but you're going to serve as an opening act for Mary Faye Jackson.
Right.
Yes.
Then we will have country music too, so please be there. And we'll find out more about your wonderful career.
Okay.
The next time we talk. Thank you both very much.
Thank you,
for
and I
having
appreciate
us.
what you do.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.